There's a discussion going on in Congress right now, some attempts, small attempts, to try to rein in for-profit colleges, which have been rife with abuse for a number of years. Virginia Foxx is a Republican representative. She has a view on education in America. Let's take a look.
It is not the role of the Congress to make college affordable and accessible.
Yeah, it's just 5 seconds, but that's pretty awful in 5 seconds.
At least you know where she stands.
So while she was giving that speech, she was specifically talking about for-profit colleges, and you guys know how I feel about for-profit colleges. And she dislikes gainful employment, which basically indicates that if you go to a for-profit college, you have to prove that your students have gainful employment. They graduate, and a certain percentage of them get a job that helps them not only pay off their loans, but live a meaningful life. First of all, the Obama administration had initially proposed something that was great. Gainful employment was strong. It would have regulated for-profit colleges perfectly. However, after the for-profit college industry lobbied the hell out of it, Obama watered it down to the point where it's not even relevant. It's not going to make much of a difference. Now, I don't know what made her comment on that now, but for-profit colleges have been screwing students over for such a long time. 50% of all student loan debt, federal student loan debt, goes to for-profit college students, and only 10% of students go to for-profit colleges.
Yeah. I do know what made her say that. Two things. One, she's a recipient of for-profit college donations.
Huge.
Okay.
Gotta be.
Yeah, and she is.
It's not even. This isn't even an earnest effort to curb the federal government's role in education. Like, she doesn't care about that. This is doing the bidding of that.
That's the salient point here. Because when I first saw the quote, I thought that they were having a debate about, hey, should we put more money into the Department of Education? And she was doing like the extreme conservative position of, who gives a damn? It's not the federal government's role. Maybe you care about it at the local or state level, maybe you don't, but that's not my business. I find that to be loathsome, but I understand it at least as a conservative right-wing position. That's not what she was doing. They were talking about legislation that would prevent the Obama administration from enforcing new rules, the ones you alluded to, Anna,
yes,
on for-profit colleges. So the tiny little, it's literally a 5% change. One of the rules is like, okay, we're going to change this by 5%, literally, okay? So the Republicans are now saying, we don't even want that 5% change. Don't touch the for-profit colleges. That's why she says it's not the role of Congress to make college affordable or accessible. Meaning, in this case, for for-profit colleges, we know they're not affordable, but we don't give a damn. So you go pay all that money, and you're going to be in default later anyway, according to the statistics that Anna mentioned. I don't care if you get the education. I don't care how much you pay for it. I don't care how much these guys rob you, because the part of the money they're robbing you with, they funnel back to me.
Right.
And that's the fundamental dishonesty of most of Congress, and certainly the Republican Party, and definitely Virginia Foxx on this issue.
And we already know that Republicans are super hypocritical, especially when they mention that they're fiscal conservatives. But this is a perfect example of that, right? Because our tax dollars go to these for-profit colleges through federal loans. There are some for-profit colleges, including Phoenix Online, that make over 90% of their revenue through student loans, okay, through federal loans. So if you're a fiscal conservative and you're actually worried about government spending, this is a perfect example of something you should be against. But as you mentioned, Cenk, all she cares about is her bottom line. She cares about how much money she's getting from campaign donations, so she doesn't want to regulate them at all. It's a disaster for our economy. It's a disaster for students.